Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geeks of the Multiverse podcast. I'm Brandon, and as always, I'm joined by Will.
Hi guys.
This episode will be our September 2025 recap, where we'll be discussing some of the news from the last month. So join us as we talk about Man of Tomorrow, confirmed officially by James Gunn as the Superman pseudo-sequel. It's going to co-lead Superman and Lex, and they'll have a little adventure. Then we'll be moving on to Marvel's Wolverine, finally getting a goddamn trailer. This game was revealed in 2021, and we're only now getting a first proper look at some some gameplay and some cutscenes and stuff. It's crazy. Then we'll be on to a segment I've dubbed "Fuck AI." AI has been making some moves in the industry lately, including reviving a dead Stan Lee and also an AI actress on the scene. It's ghoulish, it's horrible, it's terrible for the world we live in, but we'll get into that in due course. Then, some quickfire news, bang, 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 bang. And finishing up with a Peacemaker Season 2, Episodes 3 to 7 spoiler discussion. And then next month we'll be here with a season recap and a review on the finale. But that's next month. For now, let's get into a very overdue podcast. So, Man of Tomorrow, confirmed by James Gunn. It's a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat, says James Gunn. Very exciting.
Yeah. It is. I still associate the title with Man of Steel 2. I just think having just the title be Man of.
Yeah,
it's quite...
that was what fans were sort of. It's funny, was what the Snyder Bros were clamoring to call the Man of Steel sequel with Henry Cavill.
It's quite hard to disassociate it with that. To me, at the moment,
really,
I feel like it's a cool title though, because obviously it's about Superman and Lex, and in both different degrees, they're both the Man of Tomorrow, or at least Lex 100%. Wants to be.
Yeah, so it's an interesting title because I think I get what James is saying in terms of it's not Superman 2, because it is that sort of that shared project where they are kind of, like you say, both the Man of Tomorrow. But at the same time, Jim, it is a Superman sequel.
Yeah,
Jim, if you will, it is a Superman sequel. Let's be honest here. Let's be real with ourselves. It's a Superman sequel.
Yeah, as much as you can say it, it's yeah.
Yeah, it's like saying Civil War isn't a Captain America film. Well, it is.
Yeah,
it's just got other characters in it too.
Yeah, it's not a Superman sequel. Give it up, Jimmy Gunn.
So they are set to begin filming in April 2026. James confirms that I'm creating the Superman sequel.
It's not a sequel. I mean, it is a sequel.
Oh yeah, that's a quote. He said it.
He said it.
I'm reading it. He says, I want to make sure that people can pick up and watch something without having to see something before it. That said, and this will touch on something we're going to talk about a little bit later on, Episode 8 of Peacemaker is important to Man of Tomorrow as anything.
That's a bit contradictory.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think I don't think it'll be required viewing, but it will set something up if people were to have tuned into Peacemaker, I suppose is what he's saying there. Which is good, because, I think that's what people are getting kind of stuck on when it comes to the MCU is the homework and the required viewing. But if he can kind of do all that interconnectivity and that setup without having anything be required viewing, then that'd be pretty cool to me. Characters that are rumored and confirmed to return. Confirmed, we've got David Corenswet as Superman and Clark Kent. We've got Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Isabella Merced said something along the lines of "See you soon." So pretty safe to say that Hawkgirl might be returning to some degree in that movie. Aaron Pierre commented, yes, indeed, on the post. That could just be him sharing his excitement, but also he could be teasing his involvement with the project. Please, please, please. I want to see him in that film. That would be fucking awesome. To see a Green Lantern on the big screen again. Lobo and Supergirl are rumored to return, along with Peacemaker as well, which kind of goes hand in hand with what he was saying about Peacemaker being important to the setup of Man of Tomorrow. And I believe the Engineer is also rumored to return. Which is hilarious to me.
Not a Superman sequel, by the way.
Not a Superman sequel, by the way.
It's just all the same characters, but no, it's not a sequel.
Yeah, just because it's not called sequel. Superman 2.
Yeah.
Who do you think for putting the whole Peacemaker setup aside, because frankly I'm still baffled about that. Who do you think this much bigger threat is?
Is it not Brainiac? Is that not what everyone sort of settled on already?
I think that's the general consensus, is that people are sort of saying Brainiac is most likely.
Yeah, but not from just like that picture of the script he put out, with the brain on the front, because that's just a normal human brain. That's what it looks like.
Oh yeah,
it's
but then
like people thought it was like, oh, it's an alien brain, he's giving it away. It's not. No, it's just a normal human brain. It just you can find that exact picture on Google.
Which could very well be a sort of a commentary on Lex, because he's the brains and Superman's the brawn. Like it's. What if it's the brain? The brain turns up all like ultra humanite or something fucking random like that.
It could be. I don't know anymore. I just think it should be Brainiac, because it's like sort of very overdue. I think
very overdue.
They should have done it with, like, if they made Man of Steel 2 and now they've got this film, it should just be Brainiac. There's a lot they can do with Krypton to follow up what they sort of twisted in the first film with
100%.
Kandor and whatnot.
100%. I think that is the best route to go, without a shadow of a doubt. Like you say, he's a villain that's very long overdue an appearance in a Superman movie. It's actually crazy that we've never seen him before, apart from on Krypton, which that was season 2. I don't think I didn't even watch that season. So I've actually never seen a live action Brainiac, and I'm very, very excited at the potential of it. I mean, he was actually considered. James Gunn confirmed that he was considered as the main villain of Superman. So it wouldn't be totally out of pocket for him to be the main villain of the sequel. And like you say, it could shed some more light on the whole Kryptonian heritage thing that James wants to explore, and also kind of enlighten Lex, perhaps, on the more day-to-day people who might not share the same views as Jor-El and Lara. I think that could be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought, or like what I think they should do.
100%. My second pick was like Mongol or something. You could do something with Warworld, but I think recently they did like a Superman teaming up with the Authority to and then they fought Mongol. I haven't read it yet. It's on my Amazon. I've got it ready to read, but I'm in the middle of reading Superman Brainiac first. But from what I've read of that, and from what I've from just what the setup is, clearly from the first film, I think Brainiac is probably the best bet. And that way you can have the other heroes that are rumored to return, like Peacemaker and Lobo and what have you, all fighting on the ground and protecting people on the ground, and then you have Superman and Lex go up to the ship and Kandor and whatever. Could be kind of groovy.
As long as it's not like, the game where he just takes over all the heroes. I don't like that storyline so much.
Oh, what, Injustice?
Well, no, Suicide Squad.
Oh, I actually forgot that.
Completely forgot. Yeah.
I forgot that existed.
Or just like the story where like he assimilates all of the heroes into like his like Brainiac collection. I don't like that so much.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd rather they just do it
Well,
as like a Superman movie than
yeah.
everyone versus Brainiac.
Well, there was a run in this. It was a Superman comic. It was like sort of like a 3 or 4 part story, like 3 or 4 issue story, pretty recently with Brainiac, where he captured all the super family, if you will, like all the different Supermens and Superboys and Supergirls and whatever's, and he kind of had them imprisoned. I could see that potentially being the case, and he also teamed up with something that they like team up with like the Lobo's species, and Superman had to go find Lobo, and he teamed up with Lex. It seems like that could potentially have some sort of influence on the story that could be told. So I read that not too long ago. I've forgotten like a lot of the specifics, but yeah, Kandor was involved, Lex was involved, Supergirl, Lobo, some Green Lanterns, I'm pretty sure. So it could, it seems like that's potentially a way in, perhaps. I do want to, big Geeks of the Multiverse exclusive. We are sort of thinking of making a video on our pitch for this film. Whether that actually ever happens or not, I don't know. And when it happens, again, I don't know. It's going to be quite a big video that will require a lot of thought and writing and production and whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely do my due diligence and looking into what the fuck this film could be, and it's very interesting. But yeah, any more to say on that?
I'm interested, like you said, about if they have all these other heroes, about what they're doing in the film. Because if it's again, I thought they did it okay in Superman, but can they have a film where it's not all of the characters, like the side characters are all just the other heroes? I would have preferred it to have just Superman and Lex as the only power people there. Well, obviously, he's got the suit Lex, but I like it more focused than the first Superman was, and I don't know if we're gonna get that if it's more. You've got Hulk Girl, you've got Peacemaker. As much as I like these characters, I don't really want them in the second Superman film. I wanted it to be more condensed than the first one in terms of its side characters and how much time they get, because they were barely in it in the first. They didn't really have a lot to do, some of them, and I'd rather they just fleshed out Superman more than give 5 minutes to a side character that we don't. Who could easily get their own sort of project or show or whatever.
Yeah, I do tend to agree there. I mean, it's all very, very well and good world building, but when the character doesn't have a lot of purpose in the film, or a lot of screen time, or in the case of Ron Troop, bless him, he got his fucking one line cut out of the film. It kind of begs the question of why they're even there in the first place.
Yeah, I'd rather it just be about the Superman characters, because again, the Justice Gang were cool in the first film, and I liked them, and I thought it was good, but it was some of it I'd rather they gave time to the actual Superman characters than
I do tend to agree.
These other heroes. And like you said, it's fine world building and whatever, but sometimes you've just got to calm down, and you don't need these guys everywhere.
No, yeah, I do tend to agree with you there. And I think with this film being a Superman and Lex film, I would love to just sort of explore that two sides of the same coin aspect. I kind of envision that opening up with a daily routine sort of cutting between them montage sort of deal, where you just see Clark living his life and Lex living his life. And I want the film to be a lot more intimate. It's about the two of them, and how, explores that question of I think it was in not For All Seasons, All Star Superman. I think it was where he says, Lex, if you wanted to save the world, you would have done it a long time ago. And it kind of wanted to explore that
duality,
central theme, the duality of these two characters. And I would, it's lovely having, like you say, these other characters there. But I do want this one to be a little bit more focused. Just a little bit more. I think, just explore explore the day-to-day of these two fellas before you send them off on this big adventure that helps sort of set up the exploration of that duality and how these guys are, you know, the same, but no, different, but sort of striding for the same thing.
In a
They're just going about it in radically different ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I mean, only time will tell, and I'm sure we'll start getting. I mean, James has finished the script now,
somehow,
and they're going into pre-production. So time will only tell in terms of like casting news and and then rumors will come about in terms of story beats and whatever. And we'll definitely cover it on the podcast. It's exciting that we're so soon getting back into the whole like Superman hype of like fucking 3 or 4 years ago now. Yeah, crazy turnaround in terms of this film, but I'm very excited to cover the rest of it on this channel. So, Marvel's Wolverine finally gets a trailer. We've learned some stuff about the game and some game details. The story covers Logan on a hunt for secrets of a dark past.
Ooh.
So basically every Wolverine story in the last 20 years in media. It's got some confirmed characters from the Marvel catalog, from the X-Men catalog, with Mystique, Omega Red, and a Sentinel making an appearance.
Oh, actually,
got some locations that include Tokyo, Madripoor, Canada. It's got the fast, fluid, and ferocious combat with the new blood system, which we saw plenty of in the trailer. It's releasing in fall 2026, obviously in the same universe as the Insomniac Spider-Man game, and another Aussie, Liam McIntyre. That's not an I, is it?
It is.
Oh, it looks like an L. Why is it capital?
It is capitalized, yeah.
Liam McIntyre is officially playing Wolverine. It looks fucking brilliant. This looks like a great game.
You know what? I don't know.
Really?
Because do you remember when everything got leaked a while ago? Obviously, that's a while ago. And they've been dead fucking silent since then. And I just my hopes are that they haven't gone and changed the whole game because of that. That's like something they do in the industry if something gets like that badly leaked. Just fucking change it all. And I really don't want that to be the case with this game. I don't want, because that's going to be very rushed otherwise. If if you think that they revealed it, they've been working on it for like 5 years plus. And
there's still another year left. Exactly a year till release.
Yeah. And if they've gone back in the last 2 years and like said, fuck it, we're starting again.
That would be a shame. Yeah.
Well, as long as it's not as rushed as the second Spider-Man game, because that was fucking, I don't know what they were thinking with that one.
People really like to dog on that game. I had a fucking wicked time.
I think the gameplay's fun. I just don't like the story so much, and I don't like the side like objectives. Like I thought they were quite boring compared to the first one. Like the city free roam stuff.
That I do.
And the missions,
like
some of it's just so fucking dog shit. I'm sorry. Like the Miles side missions, or you're like that deaf girl. Like it's cool, the gameplay and whatever, and you can sense stuff with the controller, but like, come on, that's not what I'm buying a Spider-Man game for. I'm not trying to do that. Yeah,
that's very fair, and also the
painting,
the lack of DLC and anything post game. Like that's say what you will about the first Spider-Man game's DLC. I mean, people really didn't fuck with it, but you could have done some really cool stuff with this game and a DLC story, and I don't know. It is a little bit of a shame that there was sort of nothing that.
There's just nothing. Yeah, it came and went.
It did kind of come and go. It did. It absolutely did. It's a little bit of a shame. But yeah, I don't know. And also, I feel like they're setting up a lot of stuff with like there was like Carnage stuff and
that could have been a DLC.
It could have been, and my kind of thought is that might never get picked up on in the third game. Not that I know what the story of it is, but it just looks like it's heading towards Green Goblin territory.
Yeah,
I don't see them necessarily picking up with the Cletus Cassidy stuff unless they were to maybe make
it's
a
like
Venom game, which was also rumored.
They could just turn that Venom game. I think they should just turn that into a Hulk game. Personally,
I would love a Hulk game. I mean, I just recently sent you a picture of this magazine that my dad found in our garage. If anyone remembers, anyone's about our age might remember a Marvel Heroes magazine. This was like issue 1, and it was like 2008, promoting like the fucking Incredible Hulk DVD release. And like, I think everyone sort of our age will remember who, like, that kind of art style, and like how Marvel back then, the big three wasn't Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. It was Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine. Like, that was Marvel's big three for the longest time. And that would be really awesome. I would love it. I would love a Hulk game from Insomniac. That would be brilliant. We know they got the mechanics because they did a little Venom sesh in the middle of middle of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, and I feel like as much as we've dogged on the game, I think the Hulk was quite fun in the Avengers game. And with like without the limitations that game had.
Like the world's lowest ceiling.
Yeah, he could jump like 5 meters. If you could do that in like a big open space city, fucking jump like 100 meters at a time, that'd be crazy.
It'd be crazy. And like the story, like we know Insomniac can tell these really intimate, sort of heart-wrenching stories. Love an exploration of the Hulk proper. Like, I don't think it's a bit late for that now in the MCU, but I would love to see that in an Insomniac video game. That'd be awesome. But anyway, back onto Wolverine. Yeah, I think this game looks pretty gnarly. It's not open world, is it?
No, it's linear. I think.
Okay.
I think it is.
I think it is. I'm pretty certain it is. Which again could leave it being one of those games that kind of comes and goes. Not that every game has to be open world.
Hub-based environment, whatever that means.
I don't even know what that fucking means.
It's not fully open worlds.
Oh, so it's a little bit like God of War, where you can kind of meander in between story beats.
I think so. Semi-open world, yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah, so you can kind of like explore like Niflheim or fucking, whatever, but then you kind of have to continue with the story. It's not like...
Yeah, it might be a bunch of like small different like areas.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I'll fuck with that.
Yeah.
They've got, like I said, they've got another Aussie to play Wolverine. They've got Hugh Hackman. to play him. I find it hilarious when he was like, "Hey guys, I'm playing Wolverine." I was like, "You're fucking Hugh Jackman." They've got another tall Australian man to play Wolverine, and that's hilarious to me. But yeah, the performance looks great. The voice was brilliant. He's really nailed the voice. The blood system they've got going on is pretty fucking sick. The combat looks awesome. I mean, if what we've seen from them leaks as well, I love that you can kind of just sort of like dash onto a tree and like sneak attack and whatever. The game, I'm very excited for this game.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as rushed as the second Spider-Man game, unlike Miles Morales was. Yeah,
I agree. But I think this is because I think they kind of rushed those a little bit more because they kind of thought, well, we've done a Spider-Man game now.
We know,
basically, we've got a lot of the work done for us. We can shorten the time frames. Whereas this is like a whole new kettle of fish. You're starting from scratch with a lot of stuff. So I think it kind of does need that a little bit more time and attention. It just is a little bit of a shame that they revealed it so long ago. Because now people have been just sort of really fucking waiting for this game, and I think people are kind of tired of waiting for this game. Do you think there'll be a Spider-Man connection in there? Do you think we'll get a little interconnectivity?
Maybe a little bit. Not as much as like Spider-Man shows up, but you know when they put stuff on newspapers or like on the TV in the background, sort of. That's. I'm not expecting any of the characters to show up from Spider-Man. Can't remember.
True.
I think they mentioned Madripoor in one of the Spider-Man games. I don't remember which one it is.
I think they did, yeah.
Spider-Man Insomniac Madripoor. Or maybe I'm just getting confused with the Avengers game.
Remember when they were rumored to be connected?
Oh yeah. They mentioned Madripoor on like a computer or something somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, it was mentioned in oh. I don't know. I'm confused now. I'm lost. I might be wrong. It might not have happened. Might be thinking of something else.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, it'd be pretty hard for Peter to show up considering he's retired now.
Well, no, he's not completely retired.
Oh, he's semi-retired, isn't he?
Yeah. He he'll come out if like God himself comes down to kill everyone. Yeah.
If we're doing a big hobbly goblin.
Yeah, that's probably the story for the third game. Like
yeah, most definitely.
I hope that they do keep them kind of separate.
Yeah, I think some interconnectivity, but then just kind of keep them kind of separate, and it's still then world building because we're seeing the X-Men in that world. We know we're getting Jean Grey gameplay. I'm pretty sure that was revealed in the leaks. I swear there was like gameplay of a character that was kind of looked and had a power set suspiciously like Jean Grey.
Interesting. I don't remember.
So again, I didn't watch. Okay.
I didn't watch like a lot of them. No. I heard about it, but I didn't watch a lot of the. I watched like the first like a couple videos that came out. It was like climbing the roofs and whatever, but I didn't. I didn't want to watch too much of it.
That's fair. So yes, we're definitely getting some X-Men world building in there. In the trailer, we saw Mystique, we saw Omega Red, and we saw a Sentinel. Who knows what other characters we could see from this world? I'd love a little Avengers or Fantastic Four or Inhumans mention. That would be lovely. Wait, didn't it? I'm just thinking now. Didn't Marvel Spider-Man 2 get rid of the Lockjaw statue from the first game?
I think so.
There was like an Inhumans reference, and then they just gone.
Feige put the call in.
Yeah, bro hates the Inhumans. Such a shame.
They added like the Fantastic Four on like the roof, right?
Yes, they did. Yeah, I would love a little mention to like I don't know some other Marvel characters in there, because we know plenty of them exist in this universe. It's just in Marvel Spider-Man, we've never seen anyone else in that city, despite everybody.
They didn't remove the statue. He's still there.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay, lovely. Phew.
He's still chilling.
But yeah. So this game is a long way off yet. We will cover it more news as and when it comes out. But I think that's everything I have to say on it, unless you've got anything more.
No, I don't actually. No, it looks cool. That's about it.
Lovely. Right. Fuck AI.
Yeah.
Fuck AI, man. Recently, an AI-powered Stan Lee hologram came to LA Comic-Con. Fans were able to speak to the hologram at the Stan Lee Experience section of the con, a 1,500 feet enclosed booth. They've got him locked up in a fucking booth. His ghost is trapped, which costs between $15 to $20 to enter, depending on whether you buy tickets ahead of time. The meeting a celebrity or getting autographs. There will be paid opportunities to take photographs with the hologram. What? Or have a 3-minute one-on-one conversation with him. Fucking ghoulish.
Diabolical.
Awful. I fucking knew this was going to happen. Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. I fucking knew this was going to happen. Awful. Just the fucking... Have you seen did you see the video I sent you of that fan asking him a question?
Yes, I remember it.
It's just the most generic fucking ChatGPT answer you could possibly get out of him, and the voice sounds like a bad impression. Awful. He's like, "Oh, Stan, what do you think of the MCU and the current state of it?" "Oh, well, true believer, I love that we can bring movies to all the fans." It's like, what even is that? That's not anything.
Yeah,
it's not anything.
It's horrible, absolutely horrible, bro.
They got bro trapped for the rest of eternity. Awful. They said, and I quote, "We'll never put words into his mouth that aren't in line with the things he spoke about in his lifetime," said Bob Sabuni, head of Stan Lee Legacy Programs for Cartoon Studios and former Marvel executive. "Fortunately, with decades of footage capturing his thoughts on so many subjects, we can build a voice that stays true, not always word for word, but always faithful in spirit, context, and intent." What? So basically, you're just going to say he's just not going to say anything racist or homophobic.
They'll probably bait it into it somehow. There's always ways around this stuff. From what I've seen of people have done with like ChatGPT and stuff, there's always a way around it.
It's like, that's not a good thing. You being like, well, we'll say things. We'll make sure we'll say things. We'll make sure he says things that are in the spirit and the intent of Stan when he was alive. But it's still not talking to Stan.
No, it's a fucking ghoulish AI. Ooh, it's horrible.
It's awful. It really is it's just horrible to watch. It really is.
And the thing is, his family must have signed off on this, right? Surely.
He signed off on this before he died.
Oh my god.
It was another thing that they just got him to fucking sign off before he died. Awful.
Oh yes, I remember this because I remember people like they're gonna put him in all the films as like an AI guy. They haven't done it yet, have they?
No, they haven't. But
I don't put him on like a magazine or something.
I don't think we're too far off.
No, Feige's wheeling out the AI like puppet. Hey Stan, tell them how good our movies still are. Tell them why they're not making money anymore. I mean, tell them
I love the fans. Excelsior.
I love Feige. Don't fire him, please.
I've been dead for 50 years. Let me out.
It's awful.
Just fucking awful, man. I don't have heaps to say on it because it is. I can't say anything else, but it is just awful. This poor man. Let him die. I wish he was still alive too. I wish I could have a conversation with Stan Lee. I wish he was still cameoing in the movies and still doing all the shit that he did when he was alive. But he's not. And that's okay. People die. He had a good innings.
He was like 90,
you don't need to wheel him out in a big fucking enclosed booth, trapping his fucking ghost in there and getting him to churn out the most generic answers to people's fucking questions. Like, oh, fuck. Just the worst. Just the fucking worst, man. I don't think this is Disney either. This is like a separate company that has done this.
They've had to license it out though, right? Like, surely.
I don't know. I don't know if Disney has any involvement in this. I know this guy was like an ex-Marvel executive, but I don't know if this has got anything to do with Disney, or else I'm sure he'd be at fucking Disneyland by now.
Probably, yeah. I'm sorry they haven't got people like dressed up as him at Disneyland walking around.
Oh, fucking hell. That would be better. That would be better, I think. Still not good, but that would be better.
What do you think happens if they ask the AI about Jack Kirby? Do you think he'll like freak out and just leave? Just disappears off the screen. Dips.
Jack was a good friend of mine.
It's like the screen just explodes. The first AI to just lose its fucking mind and self-implode.
Awful, man.
It's not even that though. As well, they're using like this AI actor thing.
Yes, yeah. Let's talk about this. So, talent agent circles AI actress Tilly Norwood as studios quietly embrace AI technology. Actor, comedian, technologist Aline van der Velden has revealed that her recently launched AI talent studio is in talks with a number of agents interested in signing its first creation. Actress Tilly Norwood.
AI actress. AI actress.
That's not a thing. That doesn't exist.
I just want to say as well, why do these companies always have the worst names imaginable? What the fuck is an Izuka? The fuck is that?
Yeah, that's the
What
name
is
of the company.
What is it always things with X in the name? Like they changed Twitter to just X and then X Inc. and X Chats, and now it's Zukia. It's not cool, man. It's not cool.
It's not. It's really a weird. If I can't pronounce the name of your company by looking at it, then you've got a bad name.
Unless it's like and unless it's like in a different language, but it's not.
No, I don't think it is. I mean, her name is Van der Velden, so she might. She's clearly from somewhere else, but Jokia. I don't know.
It's like a shit Nokia. Jokia. It's like the team version. Oh,
this is horrible.
My Jokia brick.
Oh God. Yeah, every Jokia brick comes with an AI Stan Lee
in the phone.
Excelsior,
you want me to ring your mom?
What's the weather today? I don't know. I died 50 years ago.
I don't know. I'm fucking dead. Let me go.
Let me die, please.
They won't let me live. They won't let me die.
Oh no. Can you quote Justice League?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, this is awful, by the way. This is... Okay, I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but in case this is your first time listening, I'm an actor. This is really terrifying for the industry that so many young and talented people are fighting so hard to break into. I mean, there is no fucking way, and this might come back to bite me in like 20 years where I've sold out and I'm acting alongside an exclusively AI cast. But there is no fucking way that I am signing on to a project to act alongside a fake human being. There is no fucking chance that I'm competing for a job with a fake human being. Are you kidding me right now? What? Acting is about truth. It's about in the moment. It's about reacting, reading the other person. It's about feeling. You can't get any of that out of a fucking program. You can't. You can give the best fucking performance of your life. Like, you can program in the best fucking performance. You could have tears streaming down their face, really heartbreaking fucking reading of the text. But it means nothing because it's not reacting to the other person. It's not stepping into the imaginary circumstances. This is programming. It's fucking numbers. It's code. It's not real. It's not reacting. It's not... How does... It really breaks my heart and it fucking baffles me. It baffles me. This is ghoulish. This is the most ghoulish thing to come out of AI in the last couple of years, ever, really, actually. Just awful.
Yeah, it is. It is the worst thing because it's like it's gonna be an accepted thing. Like, I'm sure Disney are fucking salivating looking at this. We don't have to pay these people $50 million anymore.
Exactly. But then isn't this what we just... I mean, I'm not part of SAG-AFTRA, but like, isn't that what actors just spent God knows how long striking against?
And it's just like...
And writers and all of this. This is what we've just been fucking protesting for the last couple of years. How is this even allowed to come to pass? I don't get it.
And the thing is as well, the worst thing is if they like strike again, then they'll just be like, oh, we'll just use AI to replace all of you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
There's no like fighting back.
No, there isn't. I mean, it really... This is... we're in the end game now, right? I mean, if this truly works out, and this is early days, right? You think 10 years from now, the fucking technology that it will be available, and the realism of which they could try and mimic real people and real performances. I mean, it does. It really fucking terrifies me. You know, if this talent agency signing comes to pass, Norwood would be one of the first AI generated actresses to get representation with a talent agency, traditionally working with real life stars. I mean, this is the first of potentially, if we don't put a fucking stop to it, many actors, fake actors to come. I mean, it's really terrifying.
Yeah, it's horrendous, and I got no interest in watching anything like that.
And this is the thing, I can only hope that other people feel the same as you, and people don't watch this slop.
The problem is a lot of these a lot of people that are older than us, they won't understand like what it is, or they'll be like, "Wow, they've replaced the actors. How cool is that? They don't need people anymore."
Or what's even crazier is the technology gets so good that people don't even know it's a fake person, and they go not only until they Google, Tilly Norwood, who's that? She's fucking good. Oh, she's not even a real person. It's only then that people realize, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the scary part. But SAG-AFTRA, speaking on the strikes, recently issued a statement condemning Tilly Norwood, the AI actress who has become a point of much contention in Hollywood. They've said that the Acting Guild believes that creativity is and should remain human-centered and is opposed to the replacement of human performers by synthetics. To be clear, Tilly Norwood is not an actor. Agreed. It is a character generated by a computer program that was trained on the work of countless professional performers. That's another thing as well. She's being trained with the programming and the use of other performances, surely. You know, she's learning from real human performances, which is, we got to be careful of, we got to look into potentially who she's learned that from, because they could fucking sue. Without permission or compensation, is what they've said. SAG-AFTRA wrote in a statement, it has no life experience to draw from, no emotion, and from what we've seen, audiences aren't interested in watching computer-generated content untethered from the human experience. It doesn't solve any problem, it creates the problem of using stolen performances to put actors out of work, jeopardizing performers' livelihoods, and devaluating human artistry. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, it's disgusting, and it's using real actors' performances, which, like I said, needs to be looked into. Who have they used? You know, and those people should definitely be liable to sue, right?
Yeah, hopefully. This is such an unprecedented thing. Like, imagine you find out that this like robot, not even a robot, like amalgamation of different people on the screen is just like completely ripped off your work. And then, you know, Disney are making like $6 trillion from it.
Well, that's the thing. And to be fair, you'd probably never know they were using your work. That's the craziest part, because it's such a hodgepodge of training that this thing has gone through. You would have no idea that, like, okay, that's used a clip from, you know, Raging Bull, and that's used a clip from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and that's used a clip from The Matrix, and it's like, you would have no fucking clue. You'd have no clue that they've used your work to train this program. You have no control over gatekeeping that footage, because it's out there for them to use. But the creator of Tilly issued a defense. By the way, there is no fucking defense. Fuck you. Saying that I see AI not as a replacement for people, but as a new tool, a new paintbrush adding that just as animation, puppetry, or CGI opened fresh possibilities without taking away from live acting, AI offers another way to imagine and build stories. I'm an actor myself. Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you. And nothing, certainly not an AI actor, can take away the craft or joy of human performance. Again, fuck you. That's not the same. These are not the same thing. You can't compare creating an AI actor, a fake person, to animation or puppetry or CGI, all things that use human performances, motion capture, fucking voice acting, people using, like handcrafted fucking creations, like things that people spend months and months and months creating. This is why animated films take so long to create. You can't compare that to a bit of programming that is ripping off other performances. It's not the same thing.
No, it's just soulless, absolutely soulless.
Yeah, absolutely soulless, and I hope that gets conveyed. I hope if Tilly ever acts in anything, people see right through it, and it puts the fucking kibosh on this whole thing, because it is just awful, just fucking awful. And for an actor, for her to declare, "Oh, I'm an actor myself," then why are you doing this? Why are you essentially jeopardizing your own career and millions like you struggling to get into the industry? This comes from me, who's on the precipice of entering the industry, third year of drama school, just about to put myself in front of agents for the first time. And this kind of shit comes about, and it is terrifying. It really fucking is. And it angers me and it upsets me, because it's really dangerous. It's really dangerous. And we've just spent so hard. I mean, I haven't, but, actors already in the industry as a part of the union have spent so much time and so much effort striking against this very thing. And so soon afterwards, we have this, and it makes it seem like all the efforts are for nothing, because it's inevitable. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. But fuck you and fuck AI. Quickfire news. Bang bang.
Bah!
Zatanna connection spotted on the set of Clayface. We've seen the Club Vesuvius. Club Vesuvius on the set of Clayface, which is a club that she frequently performs at, which is exciting. Could we be seeing Zatanna in the DCU before too long? Who knows?
Who knows?
In other news, Marvin Jones III has been cast as Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day. He has previously played the character in the Spider-Verse films. He is an albino actor, where a lot of comic book fans would know him from the Black Lightning series on the CW.
A lot. All
Very
6 people
exciting.
that watch that.
Yeah, I didn't watch that, to be honest. It was one of the very few CW shows that I didn't watch. To be fair, it wasn't on Sky like the rest of them were, so that's probably why I didn't watch it. But yeah, that's exciting. It's cool to have Tombstone in a Spider-Man movie. We're going to be getting Scorpion as well, which is interesting because the two of them went head-to-head in the recent Spider-Man freshman year. What was it called? What did they end up calling that show again?
It was freshman. Oh no, it was My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, right? Was that it?
I mean, they put Spider-Man. It was something, yeah, maybe.
Like that.
Something like that. In the new Spider-Man animated series they recently just did, there was kind of like MCU adjacent, MCU Elseworlds. They recently had those two characters going head-to-head in rival gangs, which kind of supports, if they're going to take anything from that, kind of supports the theory that this will be a sort of gang warfare element to this film. So yeah, very, very excited for that. Moving on to the DCU, James Gunn has recently shared some DCU updates. Right now, there are actually 2 really cool film scripts that I'm hoping to take to the next level that we have general plans for. And I'm excited about both of those. And then I'm excited about one TV project in particular. I don't know why we're not greenlighted on that already. It's just figuring out the budget. So there's a couple of things that are very present and I'm excited about, dealing with getting Supergirl into shape and all these other things. Now, this could fall in line with something he said earlier this month, or last month, should I say, where he said that he recently met with both the writer and director of an upcoming secret DCU project, saying that they were asking us how much VFX costs and how many VFX characters can we have. What do you think this project is, Will?
I don't know. It's interesting that they keep talking about like the VFX and stuff.
Mm.
'Cause, maybe like the Metal Men. I feel like
so cool.
I feel like he'd really like that for some reason. That's something that he kind of set up in Creature Commandos. They had the guy. I've forgotten his name, but the guy.
Magnus.
Yeah. Maybe if they do that in live action.
That could be very cool. That could be very, very cool. Perhaps maybe even a Justice Gang / Justice League International show, maybe?
No, I think he'd direct that himself.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't want him to, but
right,
I think he'd do that himself.
That is true. That is very true. Or it could be something really rogue. I mean, it could be something that's not connected to that other thing he was talking about with the VFX costs. It could be, I don't even know. Like something really rogue, like The Question or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Or even maybe that Jimmy Olsen show.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was rumored to have like Gorilla Grodd and fucking whatever in it. That could be pretty CGI heavy and VFX heavy.
They need Ooh, wait, what about New Gods? Because that was a thing that they were doing at one point. Like not the new DC, but like a long time ago.
Yeah, that was very pre-James Gunn, but fuck, that would be awesome. I mean, they are doing the Mr. Miracle animated series, which is
it's not in
currently
the DCU,
unconfirmed to be DCU or not. We don't know.
Yeah. It probably isn't.
It probably isn't, but fuck, I hope it is. Why not, man? If you're probably going to want to touch on these characters at some point in the DCU, just do it, man. Unless, I don't know. Unless you want to do something radically different from the Tom King run with them, which I don't know why you would, because James seems to be a pretty big fan of Tom King's work. Put it in fucking DCU, man. I'd love to see the New Gods. I don't think it'd be I don't know. Would it be a TV show? Yeah, maybe. Oh man, you've got me excited about a couple of things that might not even happen now. Metal Men, New Gods. I'm like, whoa, yeah, fuck yeah.
Creature Commandos 2.
I mean, we know we're getting
They're already getting it, yeah. He's not directing it.
Actually. He's not, no.
Good.
He's not even writing it.
No,
I think they've got a proper writer's room.
Thank the Lord. Thank the fucking Lord.
I will say that show, if anyone hasn't seen that show, I've seen it twice now. Once weekly with Will, and then the second time it was like just before Superman. I rewatched it, I binged it all. Works far better as a binge. Works far better as a binge. Yeah, fuck, I don't know what the show could be, but I think Jimmy Olsen's probably the most plausible because we heard rumors of that. But then there's been rumors of all sorts of stuff over the last few years, and so who's to say? I think only time will tell. But him saying that I don't know why we're not greenlit yet means that potentially by the time of next month's podcast, we could have the official green light on a new DCU TV show. So very exciting stuff. Keeping in the realm of TV, Mike Coulter, when asked if he will return as Luke Cage in the MCU, said, I don't know why people keep asking me this. There's no signs. It's not like they've just recently revived one of Marvel Netflix's shows. Playing very coy, a little nudge with me.
This is the answer this is the answer you tell people when you can't say yes, but the answer is yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's either that or I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh no, I've not heard. I mean, I would love to return.
Yeah.
No, I've not heard anything, but I would love to. I would love to. And then next month, it's like revealed by Variety they're coming back.
Yeah. Spotted on set.
Yeah. Caught fucking red-handed. Yeah, he's back in Born Again. We know that Jessica Jones is back. We obviously know that Daredevil's back because it's his fucking show. We know Punisher's back. but no Iron Fist. By the looks of things, no Iron Fist.
Wasn't he just in something? Not
There
the
was
same one, but
a Iron Fist
A
in
Iron
Eyes of Wakanda. Female Iron Fist from like fucking, I don't know, hundreds of years ago or whatever. And that was really cool. That was really, really cool to see. So obviously Marvel's interested in getting Iron Fist back out there again. Just bring him back. Just bring him back. I mean, you can do the thing that they recently did in the comics where his power is passed on to a new Iron Fist. You can do that at some point soon, even within that show. You could, but just bring him back as Danny. Give him another chance. I know he really wants to prove himself as well. You know, for people saying that, but he wasn't good. He was when there was good writing and when there was a good dynamic with other characters like Luke Cage. It's just obviously the fighting and the effects were a bit lackluster, but I'm willing to put that on. What's his name? Scott Buck, he directed the first season. He also did Inhumans, which is also terrible. And also Marvel Netflix.
Feige's love of the game. Those ones.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. I mean, I'm willing to put the blame on Marvel Netflix as well. Recently, I think the guys behind like Daredevil and stuff like that were constantly saying that like Netflix were constantly wanting to, strip things back and have it be less comic booky and whatever. Just give the guy another chance. I would love to see the Defenders on screen again one last time. Because let's face it, those are the guys that Daredevil goes to when he needs help. Is that those are his mates. But even if he doesn't appear, I think at least sort of say that, oh yeah, Danny's away in fucking China or something. He's doing something.
he's
like,
not, yeah.
Yeah, just say he's not about, like, mention him at least. Because to be fair, he is probably the most likely to be out and about doing something else somewhere else. So yeah, I don't know. Just bring my boy back, because I'm very excited to have Luke back, but you got to have Danny back as well. Finishing up quickfire news, bang bang, with James Gunn saying, "I like where we are with the Brave and the Bold Batman movie script." When asked if you will see an older Batman, the DCU boss replied, "No, I think you'll have to wait to see the movie. Some things have changed. Plenty of things are in flux." And he also talked about Batman's parentage and stuff like that, and the stuff that are still the stuff that's still up in the air, which is interesting considering they're making headway on the script. It's interesting that things are still considered in flux. Do you think people are taking this to mean that Damian Wayne isn't going to be involved in the story? I don't think that's necessarily true. I think what he means by stuff is in flux. I mean, I think he means perhaps condensing the timeline of things and having, giving certain less time to certain Robins, or maybe even cutting out a Robin, or I don't know. But I don't think this means that they're changing the plan for the movie necessarily. What do you think?
Wait, say that again?
People are taking this whole things are in flux, and the people have taken that to mean that Damian's not going to be in the movie.
No, it's probably just they're probably trying to fit it in with, because now Superman's out, and obviously the timeline is a go now. It's not something that they can like fit around Batman now. They've got to fit Batman into this story into the DCU now. Like, not that they weren't doing it before, but like just saying, oh, we're gonna make Grant Morrison Batman, and is different to like actually what they have around that project as well. Like all the different plans for Batman related stuff. Like Clayface, for example. I doubt that's gonna have much of an effect on it, but like you've got to
build the Batman world.
Yes. And that obviously, if they, who knows if they're gonna change it from Damian? Who knows? It seems a bit stupid to me that they're starting with that, but. They've got to build around this film, and they've got to build this film into what they've already got set up. These secret projects could be Batman related stuff for what we know. that could be
Yeah.
affecting what they're doing with this film. Who the fuck knows, though?
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, there's only a select few people in the world that know what's going on. So we could do all the speculating we want, but we're not going to crack the case. We're not Batman. We're not the world's greatest detectives. So we will, we'll do our best to try and keep on top of the news and the speculation. But realistically, we'll know when we know. And I don't think it will be terribly long before we know. That would be my guess. I think probably in next year we'll start to hear a lot more about where Batman's at. We'll probably find out who this big secret writer is, maybe, and we'll start getting a lot more news about the direction they're going in. I think what they're trying to figure out is like you say, building the Batman world and trying to figure out the timeline of things. Because if they are starting with Damian, how old feasibly can Bruce be? I think what they'll probably do is they'll have, when he was traveling the world in his early 20s or late teens, that's when he met Talia, and that's when they slept together, and then she got pregnant, and that explains why a Batman in his 30s has a 13-year-old son. But then obviously you've got 3 other Robins, if they're going to use them all, which I hope they do, which they're going to have to try and perhaps, condense the timeline on and what have you. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff to figure out. So I think that's more so what he means, as opposed to we're changing the whole fucking plan for the film. But yeah, okay. So that was quick-fire news. Bang, bang. Not so quick in certain sections, but gotcha. Bang. One more. That one's for free. The next one will cost you. Finishing off with Peacemaker, Season 2, Episodes 3 to 7, spoiler discussion. If you haven't seen these episodes and you want to, first of all, what are you doing? They're out. Go watch them. Second of all, maybe click off this part of the video, but make sure to come back when you have seen them. So, the season was off to a bit of a slow start, but I think these episodes in discussion, certainly 5, 6, and 7, although they're much shorter episodes, they picked up the pace a little bit, and we've got some incredible stuff. Some of the best the show has ever put out in its 2 seasons, I think. I mean, that last episode was, wow, really, really good. Really strong. Yeah, what do you think of the season so far leading up to the finale next week?
Yeah, I wish that maybe, I can't remember, it's 3 or 4 or 4 and 5. There's 2 of them, I think, that could have just been one episode. You could have condensed them down a bit. And maybe, obviously not like an hour long, but I think you could have got a good 50-minute episode out of 2 of them. And then have one other episode set in the other world. But I guess from what they revealed at the end of the last episode and the start of this one, I guess he couldn't have spent too much time in there before actually turning around and seeing a fucking mural of Adolf Hitler and stuff. But I would have really liked to see another episode just set and exploring that other world, because now we don't know from what they've set up for the finale episode. They've sort of done with all that. Maybe it was sort of a very short little side arc. It's like what they did last season, where they sort of had 2 finales. They wrapped up one plot in the one, and then the second part they wrapped it up in the second episode. They had his dad's story was in episode 7 last time, and then the bugs, the butterflies had the 8th episode as the big finale, and now it seems they're doing that with Argus this time. They've wrapped up the whole Nazi Earth universe with the 7th episode, and now they're gonna deal with the other storyline that has been going on in the next one.
Yeah, the next one seems a lot more Argus centered. Yeah. From what we've seen from the trailer. I mean, to be fair, next episode is an hour long.
They've barely shown anything.
Yeah.
No, that I agree with.
What we could see, I really have no fucking clue what the next episode's going to be, and how the series wraps up and how it sets up Man of Tomorrow. I have no clue. But like, I do tend to agree there. It's wrapped up. It's Earth X plot with episode 7, with room to return. I think they've still got Keith alive, and he looks pretty vengeful by the end of the episode. It's interesting. We talked about when we saw it how Keith in Earth X is kind of in he's kind of in the same position as Chris is, and Chris was at the start of season 1, where his dad's dead, his dad's
not dead yet, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like he's vengeful. His brother's dead, and he's kind of alone and in hospital, and it's set up a nice, interesting duality with him and Chris, and we could essentially see him become Chris's arch nemesis, which would be a very interesting setup for the future. When and if he'll return, I really don't know. But this is kind of like the second character now that is in another universe that is a parallel of another character on Prime Earth that is open to return. First we had Ultraman in Superman, and now we've got Captain Triumph in Keithmaker in Peacemaker season 2. And James Gunn said on the Peacemaker podcast recently that he kind of sees this as like an dark origin story for Captain Triumph. So this kind of leads me to believe that maybe, and I know we were talking earlier about Brainiac and stuff, and I would much rather it be Brainiac than a sort of a multiverse story in Man of Tomorrow. But it kind of leads me to believe that it might well be with, several characters from several different universes who are, parallels to our own Prime Earth characters, open to returning. It just kind of leads me to believe that maybe we might be getting some multiverse shenanigans in Man of Tomorrow. I could be wrong, and I hope I am.
I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, I hope I am, but I don't know. It just seems a little coincidental. Not coincidental. It seems very purposeful, actually, that there are, these two characters that are open to return.
No, I agree there. I do think they're setting something up. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't mind it if it's not in Superman 2. Like I said earlier, I think Superman 2 needs to be... Well, sorry, actually, it's not actually a Superman 2. It's not the direct sequel to Superman or whatever the fuck. I'm not interested in... Well, I'll watch it, but I'm not locked in on that as much as I would be if it was just the main Superman characters. I don't need more multiverse Superman for now.
No.
For now.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, for now. And don't get me wrong, like James has definitely got a much better handle on the multiverse than
Marvel,
a lot of other studios do. And it's not just Marvel. I mean, everyone's fucking having a go at it.
I'm surprised the boys haven't done it yet.
Actually, me too. Yeah, I'm actually really fucking surprised they haven't done that yet, considering they kind of aim to spoof
they kind
everything.
of did, but it wasn't actually terrible. They did that like anthology show kind of thing, and that was not like canon to the show.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
I guess
I remember
technically it's like a multiverse thing, but it's not. It's just a non-canon like thing to the show.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I think it was like one canon episode, wasn't there, with like Homelander's origin in his first mission or something
like that. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I'm not even watching. I gotta say that new Gen V show, like the new series. I forget it's even out at the moment.
I've watched the first few episodes. You know that actor who... This is totally irrelevant to Peacemaker.
Yeah, sorry, Peacemaker, Superman stuff.
Do you know that actor who died in between, like just after the first season came out?
No.
Oh, there was like a main act, like one of the main characters, and the actor died.
Really?
Yeah. This young lad. I can't remember his name, to be honest.
Oh no, wait, I've heard of this. Wait, no, yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember which character it is, but
it was the magnet guy.
Okay, it's been a while. I don't remember. I'm seeing who it is now. Unfortunately, I don't remember the first season enough to know who this guy is.
That's so fair. But yeah, so what they did was they killed spoilers. Sorry, spoilers for Gen V as well. I should put a disclaimer
I'm
in
not
there
that
as well.
bothered.
Spoilers
Fucking
for
lay
Gen
it
V
on me.
season 2. They killed the character off sort of off screen in between seasons, and I swear to God, for the first 3 episodes, it's just characters talking about how he's dead.
Oh my God.
It's really, and it's like, fucking hell, can we get on with it now? Because it's just like every conversation between characters is like, say his name was Derek. It's like, Derek died. What? Derek died? Yeah, Derek died. This is not and then the other conversation would be like, this is not what Derek would have wanted, or
Oh
whatever.
my God.
Just, the full fucking show is just that. But anyway, moving back onto Peacemaker. How did we get onto the boys?
The multiverse stuff.
Yes. So James Gunn, he's got a pretty good handle on the whole multiverse story. It's a lot more intimate. It's not about cameos. It's not about, ooh, look at all this. I think if it was a different person handling this, you'd see the Justice League or the Justice Gang
Superman,
or whatever.
Overman, whatever.
Yeah.
Red
you'd have
Sun,
all of
Superman, whatever,
Yeah, you'd have all of that. But it's been a little bit more restraint, I think. So he's not the worst person to handle a multiverse story, but I still kind of want to put a little bit of a cap on that for now.
Yeah, it needs to be a bit more need a bit more of like a diverse story output than just multiverse stuff after multiverse stuff after multiverse stuff. But Superman was kind of like in between. It had like the other like dimension, but it wasn't like they were going to another Earth and it's heroes and whatever.
Yeah,
they sort of left that like open ended.
Which it seems like the next episode of Peacemaker will be. I mean, apparently Gunn pitched this episode to Zaslav in his initial DCU Chapter 1 spiel. Like this was this episode specifically, not even the season, I don't think, but this episode specifically was like a part of the pitch. It was his own part of the pitch.
The pitch.
So, the pitch. For those of you who don't know, it's been a long planned series on the channel to do like a pitch video for X, Y, and Z movies. We were going to do it for Spider-Man No Way Home, and we never did. We're planning on doing it for Man of Tomorrow. We probably never will. But it's like a little in-joke that we're planning to do this series, and it never ever happens. We should pitch the pitch.
The pitch. Oh, man.
But yeah, where was I going? Yeah. There were quite a few nice little twists and turns with this whole multiversal reveal. Obviously, it's Earth X that the Nazis won the war, and Keith and Peacemaker on that Earth seem to be, the whole family dynamic is like the opposite from the Prime Earth, where Augie is the Nazi, and then Keith and Chris both sort of revolt against that. And then on this Earth, it's the other way around, where it's revealed that Augie's actually not a Nazi. It's actually quite a good commentary on like centrist behavior and like how people,
He'd be against it, but he don't want to do anything about it. Exactly,
yeah. And it's this kind of like commentary on thinking of like, well, is this bigger than me? How does one person stop this entire thing? And it's it's quite a nice commentary on that. Whereas Keith and it seems like Chris, who we've been hearing for episodes now that he was a bit of a douche and he had a lot of problems on that Earth, seems like they are the Nazis, which we get a big chase sequence with Adebayo in episode 7. Which, can we just talk about that for a second, about how there was, seems a very coincidental and very convenient that she decided to jump in the pool and then everyone else decided to follow her instead of circling her or her just running around the pool in the first place, leading to Judo Master saving her with the whole electric shock thing.
The telephone wires, the power cables, yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed like a very convenient setup, which would be counterintuitive to the best way to get away, which is just run around the pool.
Yeah, she just like jumped in and started swimming.
Yeah, it's like, why would you do that? And I get you could say maybe, she was panicked and she didn't know what to do. But then there were a whole group of people that could have surrounded her and captured her.
They all went through the pool as well.
Yeah. So there were a couple of things in that episode that were like very they served as a setup for something as opposed to having any real world sense.
Yeah.
Like Chris missing, like Chris is ignorant, but there was a whole ass Hitler mural.
Yeah.
How did he not?
It's a fucking like Naked Gun ass fucking twist there.
Yeah. It was very funny, but it served the joke more than it served the reality of the situation. But yeah, that was apparently that was a 3-part joke where she points out Mein Kampf, and then she points to these guys with Hitler mustaches around a water cooler, and then she points to the mural, and they shot it, and these actors had to walk around with Hitler mustaches in their day-to-day lives for like 2 or 3 days, and they weren't even in the show.
Oh man,
she'd be pissed. But yeah, it's been a strong couple of episodes. I think I'm really digging this season, and I'll be interested to rewatch it in perhaps a little bit more of a bingeable fashion to see how it sits on a second watch. But I think it's been going pretty strong. Yeah, is that safe to say?
Yeah. I just wish the episodes were all longer. Like, I mean, like they're good still. I don't think, personally, it's been as good as the first season was, because I think that had such a much better, like, tighter narrative, and there was a lot less crazy shit going on that they had to sort of divert away from. And, like, every episodes feel like it moved the plot along, like, a lot.
Yes.
You think of, like, some of the episodes where, you know, there's, like, the one where they go to the factory and they learn about the bugs and I keep calling them bugs. Sorry, I've been playing Helldivers. Bugs is just in my head. The butterflies, like, they learn about them. I don't remember, like, a filler episode in the first season, but I feel like a couple of these have been
sort of filler-ish.
Yeah, like they do move the plot along more than like a complete sidetracked episode. But some of the like 35-minute episodes or whatever, 37 minutes, they've been quite slow, even though they're not like they're quite short episodes. They feel like they've moved along quite slow.
Yeah, this season has meandered a little bit more than perhaps the first one did. Which I mean, I don't mind terribly. I think that's why I want to rewatch it. Because on a rewatch, I wouldn't have an expectation for the plot to move forward.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be watching going, right, where are we going with this episode? I kind of know where we're going with that episode, so I can just kind of watch it for what it is. I
feel like...
But yeah, I do tend to agree.
Yeah, I feel like some of the episodes, like, I can't remember if it's 3 and 4 or 4 and 5. I think it's 4 and 5. I feel like if they released them two on the same week, I'd have been, like, fine with it. Because they're obviously both, like, shorter episodes, and I wouldn't mind if they dropped, like, just those two on the same week, because I feel like those two were the two that like sort of like took me back a bit and was like, that was it. Like, even that like 30-minute episode we just had, I wasn't like, that was it. What did I just
So I think that might potentially be the strongest episode of both seasons. I think
I don't know about both seasons, but I think this season. Although 6, oh god, I'm not saying that. Episode 6 or episode 7. I think either of those two are the best this season, but I still don't think they're as good as some of them in the first season. Yeah, I have a reason for this. My thing about this season is it feels like this is season 3. It feels like there's stuff between the seasons we should have seen, and that they haven't explained or they've just explained it away in one sentence. And I feel like that would have been a good season 2, and this feels like they've jumped straight to like a 3rd season.
Yeah,
because it was like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, that's the thing though. A lot of time has passed in between in like both real world and in that universe.
You can't hold up the whole DCU narrative for a season of Peacemaker. I get that.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like there's stuff I personally wanted to see in this season, like coming off the end of the first season that I was excited about. I wanted to see what they did with the whole like his dad and the ghost and stuff. Well, not the ghost, but like his visions of his dad and Goth and how the other team guys were going to find out that he's that he's still got the little butterfly guy, and they haven't explained it whatsoever in the show. The only reason you'd know about what happened to Goth is if you watch like part of one of the podcasts that they made. There's no explanation for any of that. His dad is like the hallucinations are just explained away by a line from Adebayo, and I feel like it's quite mean-spirited the way they did that, saying like, oh, it's like those visions you had of your dad and those will haunted you for a while, and that's that. Like, that's not a fucking big massive thing that they were going to do. I feel like that would have been really interesting stuff that they could have made a second season about, and it could have evolved the characters, because it's been years. Like, if you think about it, at the end of the first season, we barely see them. Like, they sort of becoming a team, They're all a lot more happy around each other. They're working together well. And now we see them now, they're like fucking getting drunk together and partying and stuff. And it's like, whoa, now. I mean, I would have liked to see the in-between stages of these things. And that's what I think that the second season should have been. But I'm not saying this season's bad. I'm not saying that. I just wish that this was the third season and the second season was the stuff they set up in the first one that they've just completely fucking ignored or like pushed away by one line.
Yeah. I think that's a very fair comment to make and a very fair complaint to have. I think obviously what changed a lot of things perhaps was DC being in flux. The company, like as a company, as a brand, as an IP, the whole universe was in flux for a lot of that. And then obviously you had the takeover with James Gunn and Peter Safran. I think a lot of things changed over time, and then enough time, real world time passed for things to have to keep up with and keep up with, if you will.
Keep up with, good
one. Thank you. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, James did say that he one of the original plans for season 2 was going to be the white supremacists coming back to take revenge on Peacemaker for killing the White Dragon, and it would have dealt with a lot of that sort of stuff, and perhaps then you could have dealt with the whole hallucination thing. And but his explanation for why he didn't do that was that it felt too samey to the first season. So yeah, I don't know. I do see your point, though. I do absolutely see your point. Yeah, and I hope we do get a season 3 off the back of what you said. I do hope we do get a season 3. Gunn said that we don't necessarily. It's not off the table, but he's not really considering a season 3 for where these characters go next. And I think he said, like, once you see episode 8, you'll know roughly where we're heading with these characters. And it won't be necessarily in Peacemaker season 3, which I think is a bit of a shame. But equally, I don't think Gunn will be able to resist getting the band back together for another season. I think he genuinely loves writing and directing Peacemaker. So yeah, who knows? But he did say that what Lex and Rick Flag are up to affects very much what happens in an aspect of Man of Tomorrow. So all of that is connected, but this relationship between Rick Flag and Lex Luthor is potentially a negative thing for Superman and metahumans. Which, by the way, it was so cool to see Nicholas Hoult in episode 6, I believe, of this show.
Yeah.
So cool. And the way he played it was so, like, it felt like a continuation of the character, but it was so radically different to how he was in Superman, where he was kind of still on top of the world a little bit.
Yeah, he's like completely like broken now. Like he's lost it.
And his voice was so much more sinister. It seemed like a lower register, and he seemed like he gave less fucks because he's just been rotting in Belle Reve for like the last, I don't know, fucking few months or whatever. So yeah, I'm interested to see where that dynamic goes. I think that's more so, if we're going to discount the whole multiverse situation, I think that's what will lead into Man of Tomorrow, is more so that relationship. That's going to be what cues up the Man of Tomorrow stuff, is that relationship between Lex and Rick, which could that be setting up an authority kind of dealio? You've got the more branded superheroes like the Justice Gang, but then you've got your freelance superheroes like Superman. But could that then set up, a more government sanctioned team to sort of take care of the other metahumans like the Authority or something like that? Is that maybe where the movie is going? Maybe it's Superman and Lex versus, I don't know.
It's very funny actually, because I was watching Dark Knight Returns last night, and obviously Superman's like working for the government in that film. Yeah, it's like a complete opposite of what they're doing in the DCU. He's like the government's lapdog in that film. They're like, yeah, you gotta go stop Batman.
He's like, all right,
yeah,
I'll do it.
He's like fighting for the American army, and yeah, it's very funny. Such a weird version of Superman.
Yeah,
but I think that's just like Superman of the time, because obviously that book came out a long time ago.
Yes, and obviously it's a lot more of a cynical alternate future sort of deal that Frank Miller's done there. That's an interesting like side of Superman that we're not thankfully not getting in the DCU. But yeah, I think potentially I can see the Authority coming at some point soon in the DCU, because they've got engineers like a hold up from that time where that film was happening soon. And I think Gunn said recently that it is still happening, but
it's not completely dead.
It could still be a little ways off yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they further that story and the engineers' story in other films before we get the formation of that team, or they get their own movie or whatever.
It's going to be such a long running gag. They're going to keep trying to set up the Authority, and he's going to show up in a lot of stuff, and it just never happens.
Yeah.
They're trying to get it off the ground. They're trying to get anyone invested in this character. I don't know. They could have. She wasn't an integral part of Superman. So
no, we could have done without her, but at the same time,
they could have changed her to a different character, and it would have been the exact same thing.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure you're right there. To be fair, speaking of characters, just before we sort of wrap up this topic, the characters in Peacemaker have had some brilliant chances to shine. Like, the actors have really John and
Ginger Cool.
Ginger Cool. But John Cena and Jennifer Holland specifically this season, of like the last two episodes have both had some incredible scenes. Just really, really good. Really, really great stuff. I mean, truly heartbreaking scenes. The confrontation in the sort of interrogation room with Amelia saying, John saying, I love you, and Amelia being like, I'm a fucking nightmare. That was brilliant. The whole, breakdown of Peacemaker's character in episode 7, where he's cradling his brother's body, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with us? And I love this character, man. I really, James has done something beautiful here. We're taking this mostly unknown character and just making him such a great character with such an incredible arc over the last few seasons and in the Suicide Squad. God, and John's come such a long way in his acting.
Oh yeah,
he really, really has. He's doing a fantastic job, and he seems where we leave off Peacemaker at the end of this episode. He's very broken, and he's realized that the center of everything, of all the pain that he's experienced, is him.
Yeah, it's just his existence. He's going through it.
Yeah, he's really going through it. Bless him. And he's killed his brother. He's killed his dad. He's killed himself. He's led him being there has led to his father dying again, and his brother nearly dying again. And it's just, he's really. I'm really intrigued to see where we leave this character at the end of the season, going forward into the rest of DCU, especially if we don't have a season 3 where we can develop him much further. I want to see where they leave him to sort of go about the rest of the DCU and where his character's at.
Yeah, what's he going to be doing next?
Speaking of what people are doing next, what have you got any predictions for the finale? Because this is the time to do it.
Oh, I was gonna say, they're gonna. Actually, it's not a prediction, but it's. Well, I guess it kind of is. In the trailer, we see that they go to all these different like Earths, or through the doors. One of them seems to be like zombie Earth, and my thoughts was that it was going to be like some sort of like deceased kind of thing going on over there.
That could be cool.
There's obviously that like weird candy Earth that looks like something like the Wizard of Oz kind of thing with like the road going along and the candy. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that's about. And it's interesting though, right? Because they're not just doing like glup shito cameo Earths like they do on. If this was a CW show, they'd open the door and like Grant Gustin would be like chilling. Yo, what the hell?
Yeah. Or like, yeah, they did a lot of that in the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover, which was cool. It was cool to see.
They did that in Doom Patrol as well, didn't they?
They did do that in Doom Patrol. Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Like the last season.
Yes, because you had like Beast Boy and like Stargirl and shit like that. Yeah, of course. And like Grant Morrison was in it.
Probably. Oh yeah, he was like yeah. He was like he was a magic dude or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good point. They aren't really relying on like, but look at this thing that
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
The thing that you recognize. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Look at me.
It's like I would love a little bit of that, to be fair. I would. Just a few things that like, even if they're really like deep cut references, just a few. A few little things that I can go, I know that.
They tried that in The Flash and it ended up with no one knowing why Nick Cage Superman was there. So
yeah, that's a good point. That is a very good point.
That like whole sequence is like what people like expect now, I think. We've been like conditioned by like The Flash and like the last few Marvel multiverse things to just expect the multiverse just be cameos and like alternate versions.
Yeah. James actually talked about that on the recent podcast, actually, like, and how he doesn't really vibe with that approach to the multiverse. But yeah, I can expect a few little references because there are a lot of doors in that universe, in that Pocket universe. So maybe a few references. I think that Adebayo's agency's got to play into it somehow.
With the money,
that's going to come back around. I think they're all the 11th Street kids are going to. I think that's what she's going to rebrand to, and I think the 11th Street kids are going to become their own privately funded, sort of agency where and team where they go out.
Economist quits his job. Finally.
Yeah, that would be nice to see him finally, enjoy his job going forward.
Can they hire? Fleury, please, so we can keep him around?
I would love that. Judo master as well might go on side.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, I think that's definitely a direction that we're going to go in. I think it would be bad writing to set up Adebayo's agency and not really do anything with it or have it come back around in any sort of meaningful way. I can also see the Justice Gang coming back again. I think if we do get any sort of like cameos and big appearances in that episode, I think it will be the Justice Gang coming back around. And again, it'll be a callback to the start of the season where they were recruiting new members, but this time they've got a few new members. Potentially Blue Beetle comes back into the fold, Jolie Maraduena, which has been long rumored to be in this series. Maybe Booster Gold makes his first appearance, or you get like Fire and Ice or something. A few other Justice League International type members, and you get the Justice Gang making another appearance in the show. But I think that would probably be the extent of the cameos in the show. I think it would be like the Justice Gang coming back around, and you have a few new members on the team. In terms of what this series sets up, I don't know. I think
it's quite self-contained in a way.
I think it is, yeah.
Not as much as the first season was, but like it's not so much. It's more of a character season, like the whole show is really. But I think there's a lot more character stuff in it than most other superhero stuff. which does make it feel more self-contained. They're not like throwing off random one-liners like about other characters and like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, I agree, and that is a real testament to the way James approaches film versus television. And I remember him saying that, you know, he sees movies as plot driven and TV shows as character driven, and you can definitely see that when you look at Superman, which was very bang 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 bang, doesn't really breathe a lot for a lot of the characters, but it's very plot driven. And then you look at something like this that meanders a little bit more and dives into these characters and all their complexities, which is why I would love a Daily Planet or Jimmy Olsen show, because then that could potentially explore some of those characters that we didn't get to see a lot of in Superman in a bit more of a long form fashion. But that's a whole separate issue or discussion. But yeah, series, I would say to wrap up my thoughts on it, the series is going strong. I want to watch it all again once the whole thing is out. And really sort of dive into it a little bit more. But it's been really strong. It's been great. I love where the characters are going. It's given the actors some incredible chances to show what they've got. And they've definitely delivered on that. The twists and turns were fantastic. And I'm really, really excited to see where we go with the next episode, of which I have little to no guesses, to be honest. So, but it is an hour-long episode, which is good because there'll be plenty more content there as well. But yeah, going strong, I think.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Lovely. And also, just because this video, this part of the podcast will be a separate video, I will disclaim it here. I don't have my mic and laptop available to me. That's an explanation of why the podcast, my audio sounds like crap. That's an explanation to why in this separate video, this Peacemaker video, my audio sounds like crap. So I apologize for that. But yeah, that's that for this topic. And that also brings us to the end of the podcast. If you stuck around till now, it's been quite a long one, to be fair, but we are overdue for this episode of the podcast. Sorry, I got really ill last week, so we had to postpone the podcast. But hopefully this longer episode is more than made up for it. If you've made it this far, or if you're watching at all, thank you very much. Maybe consider leaving a comment, leaving a like, subscribing if you're not already. We are, I don't even know how many subs are at now, like 429, I think, which is brilliant. I love seeing those numbers go up, not because it means we're getting more subscribers, but it means that we're able to share this channel with a lot more people. And it seems like you guys are enjoying what we're doing, which is cool. Next month, Peacemaker finale wrap up and whatever news of the month there is. But until then, I've been Brandon.
I've been Will.
And we'll catch you in the next one.